look at this. Manchester United sitting 14th in the table. That win for Wolves puts them level on points with them. We thought we'd just take a look at Ruben Amorim's Premier League record since coming on and taking over. He's lost 11 games out of 22. The goals have dried up. There's just been nothing really for the fans to get excited about. So how much do we say, right, you give them a pass because what happened on Thursday, or how much do you go,
well, Thursday was desperation. Thursday they were gone out of that as well.
Yeah.
Until they had no choice. That's not about training ground stuff. That's not about tactics or something. That's just about turning to your bench and going, right, just throw on what I got, get the defenders up.
Yeah, Maguire centre forward.
So that's just one of those. I suppose the question would be for United fans, how much is this Europa League run going to mask over the rest of this garbage?
Yeah.
Because that's awful. And I think the fact that Tottenham, and we talked about this when we were off air, the fact that Tottenham and Man United are in the semi-finals of the Europa League, I think it just tells you the standard of that you shouldn't take into account where you're progressing as a club or not progressing by the fact you're having a cup run. I mean, Eric Ten Hag was, a couple of Carabao Cup win and an FA Cup win. It can happen. The league, Stevie will tell you, very rarely lies.
It tells you.
Very rarely lies. Yep. And what we're seeing here, and that graphic with the 11 losses, I could understand if Ruben Amorim had come in and he wants to play that. I'm fed up listening to it. This is his system, the three at the back and all that. I could understand if they're struggling to score goals because some of the players they've got, quite frankly, they're not good enough. But he should be able to organise this team with this structure in a way where they're at least difficult to beat. Mm-hmm. They're at least difficult to score against. But they are neither. They're neither good at that end or good at this end. And we know they've already got problems in the middle. So I honestly, if you ask me, I don't know where we are with this manager. I don't know. I can only imagine what... I'd love to be a fly in the wall at a board meeting and listen to how they're discussing how they're going to progress, how he's progressing and how they go forward. I'd love to know what the plan is to get out of this mire. I don't know.
I don't think, again, why are we supposed... We said it after Lyon, that enjoy the next few days because it's going to give everybody a smile on their face, but unfortunately, you're going to have to play another game.
Right.
And then we'll be back to where we were. And surprise, surprise, that's exactly it. I mean, I'm listening to Craig and I'm thinking, Postecoglou is going to lose his job because of what's going on at Tottenham right now. Mm-hmm. What's the difference between what's going on at Tottenham and what's going on at United? There's absolutely no difference. So then why should Amorim be safe? But then...
I suppose just because of what's
length of time,
what he's taken over from, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but you've got to question the manager. It's one thing, and I agreed to begin with that him playing his system that he wants to play is going to be a good idea because the ones that he's going to keep, they'll know it, and then when he brings in other players, they'll be able to join in, and then it becomes a little culture, and that's how the club goes. But there comes a point when you can't win a game and you're losing so many games that you have to change. And it's exactly what we said about Ange Postecoglou. There comes a point where you can't play lovely, open, attractive football, which, by the way, United haven't even done. You have to change, and he's not changing. And 100%, if you're on the board of Manchester United and you're sitting there and you're not asking questions and saying, hold on a minute, we got rid of one manager, but this next manager has made us worse. Yeah. Because this team's worse under Amorim than it is under Ten Hag.
Which is interesting, because the opposite has happened at Wolves. In the sense that they made the switch, didn't they? Yep. And there's been no big change there. You've still got the same squad of players, yet it's 5 wins in a row for them now. And it shows that a good manager coming in can make a difference with a bad squad. Yeah.
I already thought they had decent players. I mean, Gary O'Neill, to be fair to him, the year before, got a very good tune out of them. And then, for whatever reason, they just seemed to be disharmony. And they were not playing well. And then Vida Pereira comes in, he gets the early manager bounce, then loses it a little bit, but then they're obviously working away and gets it back. 5 games in any league, particularly the Premier League, when you're a team in the bottom half, 5 wins in the spin, is excellent. So you can make a difference.
Exactly, that's what it's saying. That's what your coach can make.
You can make a difference. And I think the worry for United is the supporters will all be thinking and looking, who are we going to sign? Who? And I get it. I get it. But that one of the biggest concerns I would have is how can we get the bulk of these players out? And I think that is a much bigger problem than going into the market and competing with other big clubs for signing players. Because hardly anybody, and listen, you're probably going to get Marcus Rashford coming back, unless Villa are going to stump up big money, big wages. So, and we all know this manager will be like, I don't want him back. It's toxic. I don't like him. And Rashford, I would imagine, would not want to play for this guy after what Amorim said about him. And I can understand both sides of that. But United's big issue is they have spent a lot of money on completely mediocre players, and now you're going to have to go to other clubs and agents and say, hey, buy my players and pay their wages.